to 4 p.m. today. Polling has
From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10, powered by Reva University.
Ladies and gentlemen, the happenings in the state that houses the financial capital of the nation, the state that contributes the highest GDP, are really worrisome. What has been going on in Maharashtra? 2.5 years of misgovernance, abuse of official positions, massive corruption, extortion by the police. But all of this also carries a lesson for the opposition. So instead of protesting and spin mastering a defense for the MVA, the opposition should introspect. That is why we are saying tonight, opposition, #learn your lesson. Take a look at the story, the developments, the lessons, and then we debate.
The Mahavikas Aghadi is falling apart.
ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा? सत्ता जाएगी और क्या होता है?
A coalition based on compromise has alienated their own. Even the NCP is reluctant to blame the BJP this time.
लेकिन सर, क्या आप मानते हैं कि इस बगावत के पीछे बीजेपी का रोल है?
अभी तक तो वैसा दिखाई नहीं दिया.
The Mahavikas Aghadi is on the brink of collapse after years of having a home minister accused of extortion at the helm. After giving a murder-charged cop a free run in the state. But the TMC, instead of taking caution from the Maharashtra situation, is holding protest in Guwahati.
पानी बाढ़ के चपेट में आए हुए हैं, सब लोग पानी में मिसल में हैं और ये हिमंत शर्मा यहाँ में महाराष्ट्र का गवर्नमेंट बनाने में तोड़ने में लगे हुए हैं, ये घोड़ा किनने के लिए लगे हुए हैं.
We want justice for उद्धव ठाकरे and all. आज आप पहाड़ में पावर में हैं, इसी के लिए मानी पावर का साथ खेल रहा है, मसल पावर का साथ खेल रहा है, माफिया पावर के साथ खेल रहा है. लेकिन एक दिन तो आपको जाना ही पड़ेगा. कल जब आप नहीं रहेगा तो आपका लिए क्या रह जाएगा? कुछ नहीं रह जाएगा.
The Congress is still in denial mode.
जो बीजेपी की जो ये व्यवहार है कि बार बार देश में अस्थिरता, बार बार देश में प्रतिकूल एक वातावरण सृष्टि करे, ये उद्देश्य महाराष्ट्र में सफल नहीं हो.
The JDS is saying this.
ಅದರಲ್ಲೇನು ಸಂಶಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟ ಬಹುಮತವಾದಂಥ ಸರ್ಕಾರಗಳು ಬಂದರೂ ಆ ಸರ್ಕಾರಗಳು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಅವಧಿಯನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ BJPಯ ಪಕ್ಷ ಈ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥದ್ದು BJPಯ ಪಕ್ಷ ಈ ಅಧಿಕಾರದ ದಾಹ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ.
And the TRS is poking its nose.
Here the governor plays the key role and BJP is speeding up. So they want to be in power there. They want to put their government. So that itself shows their hastiness, their desperation to be in power.
But the Maharashtra debacle is a lesson for the opposition ahead of 2024. Alliances solely based on the lust for power fail. Will they learn the lesson? Let's debate.
Big panel tonight. I'll make one introductory comment if I may. You see, we have had this hashtag Dr. Shashi Panja very often. Modi versus all. BJP versus all. right? And Tanveer and others have been very excited when they see Modi versus all. The assumption has been BJP versus all means all will win, BJP will lose. And I have always been of the view that every party must learn to win elections on their own. MR knows this, Tushar Gupta knows this, Manish Bariyar, Professor Govardhan Das, Pathikrit Pain. I am principally against khichdi politics. And I have been so because as a reporter, Mr. Reddy is the leader of the TRS, Vikraman and Meeta Chakrabarti. I remember starting my career in the late 90s and seeing the pathetic politics that was unleashed upon this country by, what do you call that, UF1, UF2, Deve Gowda, all these governments. They did nothing, they achieved nothing, they took the country back. And now to see that replicate at a national level is truly frightening.
Arnab, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You don't know history at all.
We are sorry for the government. We are sorry for the government. You're right.
Died, what Mr. I
right. We have to be sorry for
you don't know at all. You absolutely don't know. The GDP was better.
That was not a government. That was not a government. That was mafias.
The country was in better hands.
State mafias that had come.
Not really call those names.
Tanveer sir,
I'm really sorry.
was not a government. It was combination of several mafias.
Study history and you need to see parliamentary proceedings.
Sir, we have all lived through history. You don't have to study history. We have lived through it. We have seen what type of buffoons we had ministers.
He said this was one government which had zero corruption. That is what Mr. late Atal Bihari Vajpayee had to say about Deve Gowda ji and his government.
Sir, it was incompetent to do even corruption. Sir, shouldn't I understand Atal Bihari Vajpayee to corruption requires some competence.
Black money came
from India. People who are
Mr. M.R. Venkatesh is living in a lala land who doesn't understand anything. Other than Modi Bhakti, he knows nothing. Other than
you accuse me of Modi Bhakti. Look at your fate. You are Kumar.
If you know about history.
Sir, I have lived through it. It is not history. I have to learn it. I was there alive, and I am still alive. So I know all these things. I have seen from close quarters. So I don't have to learn history. I have lived through it, sir. I know what type of buffoonery went in the government.
I am telling you, for the person who is absolutely knows nothing about history, absolutely knows nothing about what was the parliamentary proceeding,
people who said that we have to have
what was the
Tanveer, can I comment for a minute, please? No, 1 minute. Tanveer, 1 minute. Can I be louder in the studio? I can't hear them at all. Anand, can the audio be up? And Tanveer, just calm down for a while. I want to tell you something. See, Tanveer.
Arnab, this is Manish.
Just 1 minute. I'm just coming to you. Tanveer, you speak a lot, but you were not there. I don't speak so much, but I was there. When your leader, right now in the studio, I'm telling you, I want you to pick up 1 minute, relax. I'm speaking.
I know about Ashoka, I know about Akbar. I was not practically present, but I know about Ashoka, I know about Akbar.
I'll say something if you are quiet. I'll say something that if you are quiet. If you are quiet, I know that you are on your way to your Rajya Sabha seat and you are hoping that the more you shout on behalf of Mr. Deve Gowda on my program, he might give you that little support, but you'll still need the support of other parties to become a Rajya Sabha MP. Now listen to me on a serious note. I was there, in Parliament on the night when your leader, Deve Gowda, was thrown out as Prime Minister. And go back today, can I keep everyone on? Go back today and ask your leader. Tell him that Arnab is saying that he put out a warning for his successor, I.K. Gujral. And he said to Mr. Gujral, indirectly, that I am being backstabbed today, you will be backstabbed tomorrow. And that is why your leader could not even complete 10 months as Prime Minister of India. I.K. Gujral came after that and he thought he was very smart. He also could not complete a year. So we had the unfortunate situation where in 20 or 21 months we had 2 Prime Ministers and the country went back. I am saying that you people must understand and stop replicating this at a state level. Governance, khichdi governments don't work. And that's why I'm saying, I don't understand why Dr. Shashi Panja, Mamata Banerjee has to go and say, please help Thackeray's.
What is happening?
No. If Thackeray's did not have the mandate, why should Mamata Banerjee be fighting for them?
Not a khichdi government.
No, Thackeray's don't have the numbers. What is there to fight for?
It is a khichdi government.
What is there to fight for, Dr. Shashi Panja? And the bottom line is, you can't even keep a state government, get MLCs and Rajya Sabha MPs elected. How can you even get a president elected? How can you get together at a national level? Dr. Shashi Panja, please. Yes.
Arnab ji, are you trying to say that you are going to do away with all the regional parties? Are you trying to say that the regional parties which have formed governments, state governments, should not be there? There should be only national parties? I mean, this would be unfair.
No, that is not what I'm saying.
In a democracy.
No, can I respond to you? No.
I mean, there was some question.
That's not what I'm saying.
What I'm trying. No. You at the beginning said you do not like khichdi politics. You don't like khichdi governments.
Do you like it? Do you like khichdi governments? Do you like khichdi politics? Do you like it?
If a government has been elected,
do you like it?
I understand this much. If a government has been, if a party has been elected, if a party has been elected by the people, then you need to respect that. Now, this was basically our concern when we saw in 2019 the brute majority. You see, this is coming out from there. A brute majority cannot help a nation. Are you trying to say that in future the national implications are going to be this, that poaching and horse trading will be the narrative and a normal practice? Are we going to accept the fact that elected people who are accountable to the electorate, the people are going to now ask questions whether we are accountable to them or not? What are we trying to say?
I need to respond. I want Manish, before she made a couple of points to me. She made a couple of points to me, so I want to not lose the flow. I want to make one point to her and then I'll have. No, I want to say something.
The presidential elections are there.
Dr. Panja.
And there is a unified opposition platform trying for a presidential election.
Correct.
Is something wrong about it?
No. Now you are asking yourself rhetorical questions and trying to answer them yourself. If you allow me,
I'm not rhetorical.
If you allow me, please. Dr. Panja, I am very straightforward on these things. No, you asked a lot of things. I want to respond to you, and I'll make it very clear. First of all, Dr. Panja, couple of points, just understand. This is a classic case in Maharashtra of how ideologically different parties cannot come together to form an alliance. There needs to be something called an ideological persuasion. Now, there is nothing ideological between these three parties, one, except the fact that they are all anti-BJP, which is why you like them. But in life, in politics and in public life, there is something beyond hating your political enemy. There has to be something that brings you together apart from hate towards an opponent. I have particular problems with your use of the word brute majority. How is a majority brute? Do you have, for example, what if Manish Bariyar says today, one minute. Do you have a brute majority in Bengal? Is there a brute majority? Is it because of the brute majority in Bengal? Is it because of the brute majority in Bengal that when Birbhum happens, there isn't a tone of apology from the party? What is the definition of a brute majority? A majority is a majority. What is brute or non-brute about it? You have to accept the electoral result. And the fact is that while you won the elections in Bengal, the NCP and the Congress and the Shiv Sena did not win the elections on their own, separately or together in Maharashtra. So there is no comparison there. Manish wants to come in, you want to respond, debate is on. You want to respond first. She wants to respond first, then Manish comes in, then I'm pulling back. Yeah.
So, So Arnab, I would humbly disagree partially with both of you. I feel that obviously ideology is important, but beyond ideology also, the national interest or the interest of state also matters. I think there have been several occasions, both at the national level as well as at the state level, if the leadership is good, as it happened in the case of late Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, or as it has happened in the case of Bihar as well as several other states. If there is the right intention of taking the country or the state forward, then I would say that even a coalition which may have inherent contradictions.
No, but
there have been several examples.
Okay,
of
no, but
them working.
I'll take it one step further. One step, Manish. Manish, you're playing safe. Manish, you're playing safe. One minute. Professor Govardhan Das wants to come in desperately, and Professor Govardhan Das wants to come in.
I'll just add.
One point.
Arnab, I think it is not the Mahavikas Agadi, rather it's a Mahavinash Agadi. And a snake and a mongoose cannot drink water from the same pot at the same time.
That's not being rhetoric.
And one thing. Second thing, coming to the TMC. TMC in India, in Indian politics, is like a pimple on your face. They are only looking for some kind of issues, and the Mamata Banerjees, keep on, jumping like headless chicken. And she does it every case.
We defeated
one minute. Professor Das.
Professor Das. In Bengal. Prime Minister was there in Bengal.
Okay, Professor Das, 1 minute. Don't speak over each other.
Your party is your party.
Professor Das, thank you. I'm going to Tushar and Dr. Shashi Panja. 1 minute, Professor Das, 1 minute. 1 minute. The point was, Shashi Panja, I'm staying.
Muzzle democracy.
I'll tell you one thing. I can tell you, Dr. Shashi Panja, your party was the loudest in questioning the lack of any ideological glue in the Congress left alliance in Bengal. You were questioning it. You said these parties are against each other, people don't believe them, they don't have any ideological persuasion. I'm shocked that you are totally against parties without any ideological glue in Bengal, but you're totally for parties that have no ideological glue in Maharashtra. You must have some consistency, Dr. Panja. You're lacking any consistency here.
Oh, so am I to? No, I am to understand that BJP with its alliance with BJD in Orissa or with RJD with Bihar, Nitish Kumar is absolutely an ideological alliance. All right? So, Arnab, in your previous show that day, why were there doubts regarding Nitish Kumar casting in favor of the BJP nominee or the NDA nominee? Well,
that's because of Nitish Kumar's track record.
Arnab, were they ideological?
I've been hearing this argument. Arnab, I've been hearing this argument about the BJP in Bihar and Odisha and even Kashmir. Ma'am, tell me one simple thing. Are any BJP MLAs rebelling against the BJP because of Nitish Kumar in Bihar? Has any BJP MLA rebelled in Odisha because of what the BJP is doing with Naveen Patnaik? Did the BJP fall back on its promises in Kashmir even after forming a government with the PDP? You want to make the BJP every possible moment. But the truth of the matter is today the MLAs of the Shiv Sena are rebelling against the Shiv Sena because of the relationship they have with the NCP. This is not a BJP problem. This is a Shiv Sena problem. How do you bring in BJP? What dear? The problem is with the Shiv Sena MLAs. You want to evoke the BJP at every possible moment.
Why are the Shiv Sena MLAs? Why are the Shiv Sena MLAs in BJP-run states? Why are they in
Ma'am, why are the Shiv Sena? Ma'am, that is not the question.
Come to Bengal.
Ma'am, that is not the question.
Ma'am,
that is what you're concerned about. Ma'am, that is what you're concerned about.
And why is your police?
Ma'am, your concern should be,
why is your police, CRPF, and your state machinery, BJP states protecting them?
Arnab, it's almost hilarious.
Don't we understand who's pulling the strings? Does it need?
Arnab, it's almost hilarious. Madam, listen, you shouldn't be concerned where the MLAs are.
Then laugh.
Ma'am, you shouldn't be concerned where the MLAs are. Guwahati or Kashmir or Kerala. Ma'am, no one is denying. You should be concerned with where the MLAs are, not with Atul
Thackeray. Shiv Sena,
Ma'am, your concern should not be where the MLAs are. Your concern should be why the MLAs are not with Uddhav Thackeray.
It doesn't take much intelligence
Dr.
to
Panja.
understand, as Mamta Didi said, the muscle part, the mafia part, the strength, the CBI, the ED.
Ma'am,
to understand.
I take this forward. I'd like to get in the TRS. Just 1 minute, please, Dr. Panja. Rebula Sridhar Reddy of the TRS, Vikraman of the VCK is also with us. Meeta is there. We're opening up the debate. and you see, I feel that this whole cribbing about a BJP conspiracy today is not correct, Mr. Reddy. At the end of the day, there is an internal conflict. There's an internecine conflict within the Shiv Sena. Tomorrow, if there is an internecine conflict within the BJP in Bengal, the Trinamool is the first to take advantage of it and bring those leaders over. So every party, which proves therefore that every party takes advantage of internal battles in other parties. What is this cribbing about, Dr. Reddy? Mr. Reddy, is there any point in cribbing about what the BJP is doing?
No.
I'm coming to you, Dr. Panja, 1 minute. Yes.
Why
Mr.
should
Reddy.
we crib first? You know, we are placing the facts before the nation.
Yeah.
It's a BJP practice. There are so many examples in the past. You have seen Madhya Pradesh, you have seen Karnataka. They tried in Rajasthan and utterly failed. And Maharashtra now, one shot, three birds. At one point, they tried to settle this course with Thackeray. Then they further wanted to put the Congress in tight spot if the government falls.
Yes.
Any which way, as somebody was saying, the presidential polls are any which way are there in a very short notice. So it's a clear-cut conspiracy by Bharatiya Janata Party. Their examples were there behind.
But Mr.
Now,
Reddy, this happens
the MLAs
in politics.
are first take shelter in Surat.
Mr. Reddy,
It
this
is
has
just
happened in
close to
politics since
Maharashtra.
independence.
What
is new about it?
It can happen. It can happen in politics, not such a low-level politics now.
Oh.
Mr. Eknath Shinde is only a tool.
Okay.
Tomorrow he also will be taken for task by BJP.
Okay. Then I have a question. Then I have a question for you.
Eknath Shinde is
Then I have
only
a question for you. I have a question for you. And I want Dr. Shashi Panja back on the screen. Dr. Panja, don't mind, I'll give an example of what you have done. You are completely contradicting yourself. And you are saying that, we should not do this, we should not break other parties, we should not take advantage of this, we should not use power to take over other parties, there has to be ideology in politics. Kindly tell me that when you took in 12 out of 17 MLAs of the Congress in Meghalaya and I think made Mukul Sangma your party chief there was like a huge party in the Trinamool. You said this is the model. We know how to make and break Amra Jani and all that. You were bragging about it. 1 minute. Where was the outrage? You understand what I'm saying? MR, you're getting the point. MR and Patrikrita are totally getting the point tonight. You usurped the Congress ranks. 1 minute. And you became the main opposition without any political investment. Right? You tried the same model in Goa. It's another thing that you failed. So you were breaking each other doing this. At that time, should we say that your Mukul Sangma was there, Eknath Shinde? 1 minute. Did you or did you not do the same thing in Meghalaya? Just answer. And don't say that because we did it, it's okay. No. Don't say because, MR wants to take you on this.
I just had one line.
No, MR wants one line to you and then he wants to respond.
May I just?
Arnab, this Mahavikas Agadi is like whiskey, lassi and gomutra coming together. The viscosity of the three liquids does not lend for a palatable drink. That is what it is. Now coming to this, I have never seen in last 30 years one political party disintegrating. Like last time we saw was Telugu Desam when NTR was alive. Chandrababu Naidu took the entire party. We have seen splits, we have seen this happening. But this type of lock, stock and barrel disintegration of a political party, I think Arnab, you started your career somewhere in mid-90s. You would remember that NTR used to come on a jeep, sitting on top of a jeep, pleading with his entire MLAs. They walked out of it. The slate was entirely clean. This is what is happening in Shiv Sena. Why is it happening?
No, I am trying to tell the respected members of the opposition on my program. All I am trying to say is that this sense of complete outrage, the BJP is doing things that have never been done before in Indian politics is not true. Is not true. Yes, Mr. Reddy.
Now when they are taking shelter in Surat, then
This
shifted
could not
to
have survived but for the lust for
no,
power.
one
This is
cannot
what was attempted.
deny the fact.
Okay, 1 minute.
They took first shelter in Surat, then they were taken to Guwahati.
These lines.
No, it is
Where is the
clearly
ideology
evident.
in this? Where is the
Today,
politics
Eknath
in
Shinde
this?
himself
It was
stated.
clearly loot and
Today,
scoot.
Eknath Shinde himself stated that
Sir,
BJP gave me a promise.
Please
Whenever
answer
I
this
need
question.
support,
Where is
they will give
it
me.
that you had a
And
meeting
they said
point in
very clearly
ideology?
that BJP will
Where is
stand
it?
by me.
Where is it?
And
Bala
if I
Saheb
form- if I am
Thackeray,
ready
who
to form
opposed
the
Sharad
government,
Pawar lifelong,
they are going to help me. This is a statement by Eknath
successors
Shinde.
should
Now-
come along
No,
with
I tell you,
Sharad Pawar to wind it tight.
I want to give one more example. I want to give one more example. Just one more example.
Yeah.
The leader who Sonia Gandhi sent, look at the historical significance of this, to Mumbai yesterday was Kamal Nath. Now let me tell you Kamal Nath's background, Vikraman. And Meeta, you'll be interested since you support the Congress party. Kamal Nath was a school buddy of the notorious Sanjay Gandhi. And in the 1970s, the same Kamal Nath helped engineer a coup within the Janata Party by roping in the then disgruntled Raj Narayan, wrecking Morarji Desai government, forcing midterm elections, which saw Indira Gandhi return to power. I am telling you this because Meeta, you may not know this history, and Vikraman, you may be unaware. Because all of you people, the way you are reacting now, no, 1 minute. You know, breaking parties, taking away disgruntled leaders, forming governments is what the Congress party used to excel in doing.
If Congress had been doing
Okay,
this, does this give a clean sheet to BJP to do this? Does it give a license to BJP to do this?
I don't understand. This practical politics, I mean, are we running
any different from Congress or what? And the person who is speaking,
Arnab,
like Mr. M.R. Ramesh,
M.R. Venkatesh, not M.R. Ramesh.
M.R. Venkatesh, yeah, whatever. Whiskey, rum, Gaumutra, whatever.
Yeah.
He will know the taste of Gaumutra better than anybody because he belongs to the BJP.
Come on now, nothing personal. Nothing personal.
Nothing personal.
Even if he does, that's his choice. What's your problem? Come to the issue.
He knows the viscosity of Gaumutra more than anybody. That is what I am trying to make. And you have been telling that.
Come on, come to the point. You're wasting time, Vikraman. Just because you're losing the debate.
This buffoon doesn't have a point. This buffoon doesn't have a point. That is why big
now they'll discuss
It doesn't have any point.
Let me talk, Mr. Gaumutra. Let me talk.
Sir, Mr. Gaumutra, please shut up. Understand this. That you better, you're not in a bloody Tamil channel doing all this hooliganism. You understand you are in a dignified national channel and behave in a dignified manner. You are not saying anything. You are only vomiting Gaumutra. And you must understand that you are vomiting it and you have no other thing to say. So please understand, you come to the point, and if you don't have a point, keep your bloody mouth shut.
MR, 1 minute. MR, we're not. I want to go back to the substantial discussion. No, 1 minute. Just allow me. I want Shashi Panja back on the debate. I want Shashi Panja. 1 minute. You see, Vikraman, 1 minute. Shashi Panja and Meeta. What I am trying to say today is that today who is the hurt party? Who are you fighting for? I am telling you, Dr. Shashi Panja. Why are you fighting for the Vadra Congress? Let them handle their own problem. They are fighting you in Bengal and coming together with the left to fight you in Bengal. Why are you fighting for them? Just why is becoming anti-BJP become a central crucible of your political party? No, 1 minute. I'm asking Dr. Panja.
No,
she doesn't have any answer.
We are saying very clearly that democracy offers. May I be excused?
No,
you have an answer? Or you have a question?
Continue, please. Govardhan, please. Please continue.
Amazing.
See.
Let them be the only panelist. Doctor, is that Govardhan? It's difficult for us to follow because we are virtually joined. What I'm trying to say is Eknath Shinde today had a very important line to say, that there is a national party with him. Now, the questions, It remains for the rest of the panel to decide which the national party is. So it is not much that there may be disgruntled SS leaders, but alongside there is a national party to stand by.
Yes.
Nevertheless.
Yes.
What I'm trying to say is I'm still fighting for democracy on democratically elected governments.
Yes.
Why should they be toppled?
Then by that
and you were
logic,
talking about what Congress did in the past, etc.
Well, one minute.
I'm not here to defend
The fundamental point, 1 minute, please don't intervene. The fundamental point she makes here.
Why can't we respect the electoral verdict?
Okay,
What is wrong in it?
Okay, Dr. Panja, now, you know, if we speak over each other, this is such a brilliant debate. We lose the flow. 1 minute, please, 1 minute. But please don't be in a hurry. Tushar, I'll bring you in. Don't be in a hurry. This is a brilliant debate going on today. I'm summarizing the point Dr. Panja is making and responding with factual counters and then passing the baton. She is making a point. And I'm a keen student of history, Dr. Panja. She's making a point, why can't we respect the mandate? I shall not respond with a cliched point, why did we not respect the mandate when the NCP and Congress was routed in Maharashtra? I will, on the contrary, ask a counter question. I go back to my time as a political journalist. 2003, what happened? Did the Congress try to topple the Vajpayee-led NDA government? It was unable to do so after a no confidence motion was defeated by a majority. In fact, if there is one person who excels at trying to defeat the electorate, not win it over, it is Sonia Gandhi. What did Sonia Gandhi do in 1999, Mita? It colluded with the BSP and toppled the Vajpayee government. It had no respect. Sonia Gandhi had no respect for the mandate. As they say in Hindi, jaise karni waisi badni. In this case, it is in fact, what did she do in 1999? You tell me. At that time, Prime Minister Vajpayee lost the no confidence motion against his government, which was led by Sonia Gandhi, and the BSP, which had assured the BJP of its support, changed sides and voted against the government in the Lok Sabha. Vajpayee lost by 1 vote. 1 vote. And why it is important? Why is it important to remember this today, Meeta? Tell me.
See, when we are talking about political opportunism, please give me some uninterrupted time. I've been waiting very patiently for my turn. When we are talking about political opportunism, I think every political organization, be it the BJP, be it Congress, be it any other regional political party, they have all done it, been there, done it. We have seen as how BJP had gone ahead and formed an alliance with PDP in Kashmir, for example. There was no ideological alliance there being formed. I do accept the point that Shiv Sena and Congress and NCP are were and still are from different spectrum of the political, from different sides of the political spectrum. And they did come together to give a progressive, inclusive government to the people of Maharashtra. They have succeeded in doing so for 2.5 years. This is not the first time that BJP had tried to break this government. They're trying it again. They may have the numbers this time. But had it been so clear, had there been a clear support of 37 MLAs, as Mr. Sindhi is claiming, the BJP is there with the BJP set of MLAs, then why have they still not gone ahead and put forward their claim to form the government? I believe there is communication still going on, and we need to see how things unfold over the next few days.
Question. You're coming with a prepared statement. That's not my point. No, my point is, there is so much outrage. No, Meeta, I'll have to intervene. My point is there is so much outrage right now amongst members of the opposition about what the BJP is doing. What I'm trying to say is what is extraordinary about what the BJP is doing? The Congress engineered the downfall of the Deve Gowda government in 1997. I'm shocked people, Pathikrit like Tanveer, don't know the basics of India's political history. The Congress withdrew support, after which the government fell, conducting a no-confidence motion vote. Then Congress put up I.K. Gujral. Tanveer should be the first person attacking the Congress MVA alliance because he has been the recipient of their opportunism. But look at him, Pathikrit. Look at him, Pathikrit.
Congress is the political cancer of India. Arnab, Congress is political cancer of India.
That's rhetoric. That's rhetoric.
The
only way
Pathikrit, I am not shying away from
relook at the anti-defection law. That's
India.
the only way we can have some sanity
can I just have 2
restored
minutes?
back. Yes, please.
Arnab, I have a question.
Ma'am, Congress used
to Miss Nita.
Congress used Article 356 93 times. Congress used Article 356 93 times. And let me tell you, Arnab, anti-Modi glue cannot be an alibi for governance. Anti-Modi glue cannot be an alibi for governance. In Maharashtra, if 70% of your MLAs have eloped from the state to other state and you have no clue about it, then there is a question mark on your administrative acumen and your hold on the government. If 70% of Shiv Sena government have eloped from Maharashtra and you have no clue about it, then it's a question mark on your administrative acumen.
Pathikrit, louder, please. One second. Pathikrit, louder. One louder. Just 1 minute. I need one audio up at a time. 1 minute. Anand, one audio up at a time. Let's focus. I have a bit of breaking news that has just come in. There is a tweet now. There is a tweet, and what is apparent in this tweet, Tushar, is that Eknath Shinde wants to take over the Shiv Sena. He has put a hashtag called Real Shiv Sainik, and he has said in Marathi, translated in English, he said, "Who are you trying to scare?" He tells Uddhav. Tanveer, 1 minute, please. No, I can't get the audio there. Can you just fix that, please, Anand? I'm saying for the umpteenth time. And my point here is, look at this tweet. He says, "Who are you trying to scare? We know your makeup and the law too. According to the 10th schedule of the Constitution, the whip is for assembly work, not for meeting. There are numerous Supreme Court decisions in this regard." So he's saying that I know the rule books, and he's making it absolutely clear, back to the debate, he's making it evidently clear that he is going to try and take over the party, the legislature party, the parliamentary party and the party itself. So this is a major challenge.
He can't do that.
Yeah, he can't do that.
He is doing that.
He can't do
He
that.
is doing that.
There is a process to it.
Doesn't know the law.
There is a process to it.
Realistically, can there
No.
be a Shiv
He
Sena
can really come from the government.
Everyone speaking at the same time. Govardhan, Professor Govardhan Das, please. Can he do that?
Yes. Do you have any evidence or any proof BJP has anything to do with this current situation in Maharashtra? You don't have. When you do not have any issues, when you try to pull down the BJP, your issue is only BJP. You don't have any other point. That is what you do.
Tanveer.
BJP has nothing to do.
Why are they staying in Surat? Why are they staying in Assam? Why are they staying in Assam? BJP ruled states.
So what?
Let them go to Tamil Nadu. Let them go to Kerala. Let them go to Tamil Nadu.
No. So if they want to go to Tamil Nadu, you have said something else.
Why are the police giving them protection?
Do you have any proof? My question is, do you have any proof?
I now want to shift the focus a little bit. I want to shift the focus a little bit to 2024. I think you will admit, Dr. Shashi Panja. Can I just have 2 verses to Anand? I'm saying so. Thank you so much. And let's have some order on the debate. Dr. Shashi Panja, I know that there are ambitions in your party.
Yes.
I truly believe every leader has the right to be ambitious as possible, as conceivable. Perfectly right. But you do realize that there is no future for any Sena in an anti-BJP front in 2024 and even before that. You won't even have a Sena for the presidential elections. What this means is that also Mr. Reddy, your leader, wanted to build a national front, an anti-BJP front. The possibility of such a front is now diminishing, because even a state government is not staying together. There are implications. Dr. Panja and Dr. Reddy, I also believe there should be a strong opposition. But if there isn't, then there isn't. And what has happened in Maharashtra, my feeling is...
Arnabji, you just said it.
Yes.
You can't conjure one, you cannot create one, you cannot create in Luckin's media, you cannot think that by sheer arithmetic you can create one.
And
the
that
opposition to
is-
BJP must be
this is
rooted into the
precisely-
politics of the people.
Okay. The question was for Dr. Panja. Yeah, MR, I'm coming back. Let her take that.
Core agenda and
There is
No, I
There
can't.
is a
I really
national,
couldn't hear him,
implication.
Arnab. But I heard your question, and I just said that this is precisely what we are trying to say, and you've said it. That this was an intention, the motive of pulling strings from behind to dislodge that government in Maharashtra so that you can make up for the numbers in the forthcoming presidential elections. So, every day we have focuses shifting. Every day we have seen equations building just to clinch the presidential election.
I think presidential election.
There are candidates. There are two candidates. Look at the total disregard.
Can I please complete my point?
The ND.
I thought that
The NDA
election is a done
gets protection. But the opposition
No, but I'm not even
does not get any protection.
I'm not even talking of the
I don't think
No, I'm not even talking of the No. I feel
this is the bulldozing, Arnabji. I'm just saying that the numbers were, this motive was to diminish those numbers so that they can finally clinch the presidential election.
This was brewing for a long time. I think it is just coincidental that it has happened at this time. And presidential election is a done deal.
No, it's not wonderful coincidence. We will not accept that.
So
it's not wonderful coincidence.
Presidential election is a done deal.
Not at all.
Ma'am, presidential election is a done deal. There are a lot of, in fact, new political parties who are now supporting the NDA candidate. That is one. And second, I felt that the opposition, in fact, lost.
I don't think we are discussing a presidential election.
Mr. Reddy, just coming to you. Mr. Bariyar, please complete. Dr. Shashi Panja, let Mr. Bariyar complete his point, please. Yeah, Mr. Bariyar.
So, what I was trying to say is that, in fact, the opposition failed to come up with a very good candidate, with due respect to Mr. Sena, for presidential election. They could have really come up and shown their camaraderie as well as a unity during presidential election. So I think that this was an opportunity lost, and which is why I feel that for 2024, with the kind of inherent contradiction which is there in in opposition ranks, it will be very difficult for them to mount a solid kind of a challenge in 24.
Yeah, the question is on 24, Mr. Reddy, and I think when the Mahavikas Aghadi government falls, it does bury the plans for KCR to float an anti-BJP front, bringing in ideologically different parties like AAP, SP, TMC. People are increasingly going to ask you that you are trying to do at a national level what Uddhav Thackeray tried to do in Mumbai. You see, the people are disenchanted with Khichdi politics.
Oh, no, you were saying...
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
No, you were saying that, KCR is trying to form a front. It is not right, Arnab. We never said we are going to form a front. KCR always is for a strong alternative at the nation, a strong development agenda to be placed before the nation in the days to come. Today's BJP government, the wrongdoings are there, the country is degrowing, the economic growth, whatever you are all saying about. Here, it is not about forming or gathering 4 or 5 parties, or gathering 4 or 5 leaders. We wanted to present an agenda before nation. We want to drive the nation to think about it. It is not forming a front.
But compromised coalitions. But Mr. Reddy, if I were to counter you with one question, I believe that compromised coalitions just don't work. We have witnessed time and again how alliances which are formed just to keep the BJP away without any ideological foundation, it doesn't hold, it doesn't last.
See, it is not the question of...
Exactly.
No, it is just not keeping the BJP away. It is to have a strong alternative force which can take over the government in the next election.
No, but it doesn't work at the state level. Why will it work at a national level? Give me one. Okay, so I'll tell you. 1 minute. I want to argue this. My point is. No, Mr. Reddy.
Even NDA is a Khichdi today.
No. There's a fundamental difference. Within the NDA, there is one party which has consistently got over 250 or 300 seats in the Lok Sabha on its own. You cannot have a stable formation unless one party gets at least 200 seats. Those days are gone when you can get 25, 30 seats and try and form a government. The last 20 years of our politics have proven that it does not work at the center, it does not work at the state, it does not last, it is unstable, it is bad for the country. That's all. I can give innumerable examples. Dr. Shashi Panja, you give me one example where it has worked.
What I wanted to say...
No, I'm Dr. Shashi Panja. Give me one example where it has worked.
Can I just come in?
Arnabji, then I have a question.
Yes.
Then I just have a question.
Please.
And that is...
Yes. Yes, I can hear you. Go on.
Can
on.
you hear?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Hello, can you hear?
Loud and clear, I can hear you, yeah. I can hear you. What happened to the phone line? I think I lost the phone line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arnab,
no, she's back.
Arnab, can I
come in? I have only...
Can I come in?
Okay.
No, 1 minute. She's back.
wanted to
Is
say-
she back? Okay. No, 1 minute. I'm saying here tonight. Okay, let's debate this. Viewers, it's 10:45. I still have about 5 or 7 minutes left. I want one example to be given to me where a coalition government has worked.
Arnab, just 1 second.
Mr. Padia, let's debate that. One example.
Yeah, Arnab, can I come in? Yeah. So I was saying that what is required is an inspiration leader. I think once, even a coalition, a person like Mr. Bajpayee, he brought in 2021 parties together. He was an inspirational leader. My point with MVA is that this Agadi front, I don't find any inspirational leader being in charge of that. And which is why I question it. But yes, in case of Bihar, Nitish Kumar has been an inspirational leader. And I think it has worked by and large for most of the 17 years.
Sure, but that's a rarity.
So I feel that that's a good example.
No, there's a difference between Bihar. There's a difference between Bihar and others.
With BJP, he's an inspirational leader.
No, there's a difference between Bihar and others.
No,
What happens in Bihar? What happens in Bihar? It's a pre-poll alliance.
Mr. Naveen Patnaik.
No, it's a pre-poll alliance.
I'm giving you an example.
It's a pre-poll alliance. I'm trying to say,
Inspiration leader again.
No, I'm trying to make my point, and Dr. Shashi Panja had the question, MR will come in and opening it up. You see, your principle of late, let us come together to keep BJP out. This will fail. It has failed so many times.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
It will fail, Dr. Panja. The people will reject it.
Yes.
We need to come together to keep the BJP out. Dr. Panja, you can call them fascists. No, Dr. Panja. Okay, MR first. Okay, MR then Dr. Panja, yeah.
He's asking me.
But he's already jumped into it.
Anti-BJP.
Arnab is asking me.
Anti-BJP cannot be an...
No,
1 minute. Anti-BJP cannot be your agenda.
Okay, she's interjecting now.
Will be...
She's interjecting.
No. What I'm trying to say is, then if the BJP is so confident with its allies, then why does it have to unleash CBI and ED after every non-BJP leader? Why?
Okay. No, I'll tell you.
Why do they have to do it?
Because they are corrupt.
As if they are absolutely absolved of all
They should have
corruption.
gone to jail.
Absolutely
In fact, the
no
argument should be,
corruption.
why are they
There's
not in
absolutely
jail?
no corruption in BJP.
Your argument should be that
party
they should be
which
in
is
jail. Why
indulging
is the
in
BJP lax on
poaching
them?
and horse trading
your
all the
question
time.
is
There
absolutely
is no
wrong and
corruption
absolutely
in
self-centered.
BJP.
Okay,
Are we to understand? There
BJP
is no
should be
crime in
forced to
BJP.
take action.
Well, why
Now that is the
why
question.
are you
Now that
getting
is
at
not
the
going to
back
happen.
of
No, the point
all
is
non-BJP governments?
because there are looters, there are people who have been looting this country for such a long period of time that the BJP is compelled by their own action to take action on these people. CBI and ED must take this as a cue that they are being questioned today as to why you have not taken action. The question is not why they have taken action.
Shashi
The question
Panja.
is why they should have
Dr. Shashi Panja.
And that is
Dr.
not
Panja, I want to counter you by bringing in Tanveer. I want to counter you by bringing in Tanveer. I want to counter you by bringing in Tanveer. I have a limited point.
You cannot be a panelist in this.
Okay, Dr. Panja.
Arnab, you cannot be a panelist.
I am always
you
a
are conducting the debate. You
Now
please
listen to
cannot
me.
be a panelist.
Listen to me. Dr. Panja, on a lighter note, when I graduated... One minute. Tanveer, now listen. 1 minute. The day I will be listen to me. I'm an anchor now. Listen to me. The question being, I have a limited point, and Tanveer will understand this. It is not always, Dr. Panja, about ED, CBI. You are building this bogey. I'll give you an example. When you come together to say our principal agenda is keeping BJP out, it will not last. You see, Tanveer Ahmed is a very interesting man. He always tries to put coalitions together, and my incidental belief is that sometime in the future he will try to bring a coalition together with the BJP. He might nod his head, but you never know which way he's going to go. Question here being that when the Congress and JDS, his party, came together, to keep the BJP out of power, they said, we want to keep the BJP out of power. Nothing is more important. These are fascists, Nazis, bad people, Sangh Parivar, XYZ. We have to keep them out. The whole country, Lord Almighty has come and told us to keep the BJP out. What happened, Tanveer? You tell Shashi Panja what happened. You fell. 17 MLAs defected. When AAP and Congress came together, I'll give one more example. AAP and Congress had an alliance to keep the BJP out. It ended in 50 days. Kejriwal quit as chief minister. So this whole idea of coming together to keep BJP out is a bad idea.
Let us all agree one thing, Arnab, today. Arnab, I'll just take 10 seconds, Arnab. Let us all agree one thing today. There is absolutely no alternative to Modi. We need to really create one. Or we need to really stand behind one leader, because that's exactly the entire country is looking for. If at all, all the opposition
TMC, is there nothing except being anti-Modi and anti-BJP for you?
But there has to be a strong alternative to Modi. I'm not anti-Modi. I'm not talking about anti-Modi. But definitely the nation needs a strong alternative, which we need to sit together and need to create one.
It's bad governance, and that's what we are against.
No, not
it's bad democracy.
No. The people of country are absolutely not happy with Modi. The people of country are not happy. The youth, jobs, everything is gone. But we need to create a national alternative to Modi. Definitely that is going to work. I know, Dr. Shashi Panja, what I'm talking, you definitely know about it.
No, but that's not the point. You're not answering my question.
Arnab, Tanveer, my friend, is telling me that he wants to create a strong opposition as if it is a strong filter coffee. Who stops him from creating a strong opposition? Let him go and start a strong opposition. The point is people
okay, keep
with
it
the
short.
likes of
Manish
Sonia
Bari are
Gandhi,
also
Rahul
coming
Gandhi,
in.
P. Chidambaram, nobody is bothered about them. There is no way they can create a strong opposition.
Manish Bari, last 1 minute of this
not going to work. My point is,
why not?
Yeah, my point is,
even before
anti-Modism is not going to work the way it has never worked against a personality. Until and unless a party comes out with an alternative vision, which is being accepted by every part of the country.
But Mr. Reddy,
if you wanted to just
Mr. Reddy, 1 minute, Mr. Reddy, thank you, Mr. Reddy, Mr. Reddy, what I'm trying to convey to you is, you have to have an agenda beyond beating BJP. Yeah. And that is where the opposition is failing. When people will ask you, what is your counter?
No. Today, see.
What is your ideological counter?
Of course,
look
yes.
That was not there in Maharashtra. Yeah.
What do you mean by the development is the ideology? You mean to say only by virtue of religion or caste you can create ideology? Development is our ideology. That is what we are going to propose before the nation. You are trying to create a feeling that if Modi is not there, nation is not there. That is wrong. Decades together, other parties also have run the governments. Today we are here to propose a strong alternative. The nation is very eagerly waiting for a strong alternative.
On the right.
You just can't say Modi, without Modi, aisa nahi hai.
My simple point is anti.
So, it's very clear. Yeah. You are just trying to create a feeling that you are not anti-Modi.
It was the entire thing came up against one person, but it didn't work out.
Arnabji, I have a point.
So it didn't work out.
Yeah, but my point here is, see, Dr. Panja and Gordon, Congress had to break its alliance with Badruddin Ajmal after the big loss in Lower Assam in 2021. The Congress left compulsion in West Bengal, you have seen. The UPA was arms twisted over policy decisions. Anti-Modi alliance, anti-BJP alliance will fail. Dr. Panja, you have
why
to...
should it be an anti-Modi alliance?
Well, then there has to be a reason to have the alliance beyond keeping the BJP.
Yes, so the reason will be progression, reason will be economic development. Reason will be secular love.
Okay.
Modi failed in Tamil Nadu.
Dr. Gordhan and Shashi Panja.
Modi failed in Rajasthan.
Actually, Arnab, now and then Mamata Banerjee keeps on dreaming to be Prime Minister.
Dr. Panja and Tushar.
Mamata Banerjee dreams to be Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Govardhan ji, Arnab ji,
yes.
Somebody on the panel was saying, why are you so anti-Modi? You see, BJP says,
Tushar.
Modi hai to mumkin hai. जब कहते हैं आप मोदी है तो मुमकिन है, तो इसको नामुमकिन बनाने के लिए, that's why we are saying we are against Modi, or we are actually against
BJP. But then I would also say,
Arnab, let me sum this up. Arnab, Dr. Panja has been speaking.
You have made him larger than life.
He is larger than life, madam. He is.
So that's why
your chief minister is not. Your chief minister is
not. Why are you
not.
complaining? Then why are you complaining?
We are not complaining, ma'am. Listen, ma'am. We've been hearing you say a lot of fancy things.
It is hyped up.
Arnab, the problem with Dr. Panja is she wants to go on and on. She doesn't want to listen.
You cannot rule out. You cannot rule out state governments and say that
Dr.
we are not
Panja, are you willing to listen?
And you are the ones who
Dr. Panja, are you willing to listen?
So bad governance.
Okay, Dr. Panja, I have a question for you.
Sure.
What happened to those tall promises of Mamata Banerjee being the opposition's candidate in 24? All gone. Can she challenge Narendra Modi? She cannot. Answer yes or no. Can she challenge Narendra Modi in 24?
Okay, viewers,
Can she put
viewers, that's taking it in a different direction. As of now, it is one thing is clear at the end of the program. Eknath Shinde is not relenting. He wants to take over the party. More than 37 MLAs only of the Shiv Sena with him, more than 45 others. Tomorrow is D-Day, and I know that you will be hooked to Republic all through the day. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Good night and goodbye.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3